Well, hello and happy. I was going to say hoppy.
Happy Christmas.
I got,
Merry New Year.
Yeah.
Hoppy, I mean, if
Hoppy.
you got beer on the brain, maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
'Tis the season.
Tis the season.
Well, this is going to be our last show of 2017. Can you believe it?
That's actually really hard to believe. It's 2018. It's coming.
Cray cray.
Cray cray hops.
Yeah.
It's all. It's crazy. It's crazy in here.
Well, obviously, we are getting a little festive here around FloSoftball, and we also would like to introduce a couple new people in the studio. So for those of you who are used to watching the show, Brittany ended up moving on to Michigan.
Save lives.
Yeah, save lives, doing stuff like that. But
yeah.
We've added a stellar new person.
Yep.
To the FloSoftball team. Please welcome Allie Martinez, who's joined by Duke Silver.
Duke Silver, that's my dog.
Hey guys, I'm Allie. This is Duke.
Allie, go ahead.
Duke is obviously the one running the show.
Yes.
I am not. I'm just over here commentating, but he is the best, and he's Sarah's dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he recently had some cosmetic surgery to add on elf ears this Christmas.
Yeah, he wanted to be festive. And you notice Allie's got the pug sweater on, he's the dachshund. We're all about the small dogs apparently in here. And yeah, if you're fans of Parks and Rec, he is indeed named after Duke Silver on Parks and Rec. That's
Mr. Duke Silver.
very
What a
intentional.
handsome dog.
And there's Allie too, so let's not forget
Yeah,
about her.
we like you too, Allie.
We like that too.
But I mean, look at that face.
Look at that face.
And look at that mini hat.
Don't
I have something, I have something about mini hats that I just love.
Yeah. Don't let it fool you, folks. He can be a little bit of a handful.
If I had a mini hat, Christmas hat, elf hat, I would be wearing it. Just
Okay,
saying.
we'll get you one.
Okay.
We'll make that happen.
All right.
So that's the deal with dogs and Allie and Christmas hats. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you the softball deal. So Chez, 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row, you've been to Florida State's winter camp?
Well, I've been going to Florida State's winter camp for quite some time now. When I was coaching in college, I would go there and work the camp. And this year, I was working the camp in a different fashion, obviously covering the ins and outs of the camp. But I also taught a class there.
I know, we saw. Trying to prep these kids for media day.
Just getting their education on. Just happy to help.
Just giving back to the youth in the softball community. Folks.
Yeah, but it was a fantastic camp. I mean, Lonnie and her staff at Florida State truly outdid themselves. Like, holy cow, they had Cubs coaches.
Wow.
They had NPF players, Kelly Crutchman, Sierra Romero, Alex Powers, Team USA player, Hannah Flippin, the Utah coach. The list goes on and on and on. And then I believe it was the last day of camp, David Ross showed up and was talking to the catchers, and it was a fantastic experience.
It's arguably one of the best.
It is.
If not the best.
It's the best winter camp.
Winter camp.
I don't know another camp that does it.
What sets it apart from all the other camps?
Everything how it's run, everything runs very smoothly, and they just jam pack it full of so many different activities that, I mean, as a player, it's just, I don't know where else you would be able to have access to the type of instructors, the amount of instructors, working from vision to individual skill. I mean, you're working with some MLB coaches, also people working with myself. I was teaching class
Big draw, folks.
Delivering better interviews on camera, which was fun. We saw, if you followed us on social, you saw a young lady showing off the pipes. Some of these players are more than just softball players. They've got some serious skills.
Yeah, if you missed it, head on over to our Facebook because
also
she does have some pipes.
You know what else is cool? That so there's 3 different camps going on at the same time. So there's an umpire camp, there's a players camp, and there's a coaches camp. So during my time there, I actually got to sit down with some of the umpires and break down the new obstruction rule.
Oh.
So stay tuned. FloSoftball is going to be delivering like a firsthand perspective on the new obstruction rule, and then also some of the myths and misconceptions we have about particular rules, especially regarding like pitchers. So just really interesting dialogue happening between so many people within softball. It's awesome. It's kind of addicting.
All right, tell us, what was your favorite part of the camp?
Favorite part? Wow. Probably just like watching the players go yard. So like after the camp was over, I mean, you had Jen Salling, you had Kaylee Rafter, Sierra Romero, Hannah Flippin, Victoria Hayward, all getting up there, just bombing them out. Like some of the balls were going into the parking structure. Some of the balls nearly hit like cars that were trying to exit. Like it was just bomb cities, bombs, bombs. Yeah.
There you go. FSU Winter Camp.
Yeah. If you missed it, go to our Facebook page. I did a Facebook Live. Some of the players going, yeah, for quite a while. So, yeah.
So that's the deal on FSU Winter Camp, and we're going to get into a deal that I think everybody's going to be very excited about. We're going to have a lot of chatter, I think. Tim Walton and Florida committed their second 7th grader, and so you don't have to do the math. That's a class of 2023, just so everybody's clear on that. This young lady's name is Keegan Rothrock, which, let's talk about Rothrock.
Yeah.
What a great last name. Dibs. So, and he also earlier committed in a 2022 Sam Rowe. So there's a 2022 Sam Rowe. Mia Williams, Jason Williams, basketball player, his daughter was the first 2023, and then Keegan is another 2023. So, we've talked about this before, but what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, quite frankly, you know, these commits aren't happening at like a frequent rate.
Yeah.
Do I like reporting on it? No. You know, it's regardless of whether we posted this, it happened. And, you know, congratulations to the kids who have the opportunity to get an offer from one of the top programs, a runner-up finish, 2-time national championship program. It's kind of hard for a kid to pass that up, and you know,
I mean, they're living out their dream, right? Like I think every kid that we see, they're like, this is my dream school since I knew what softball was. Like, so they're living out their dream. It just becomes a very sticky situation.
I mean, there's just so many perspectives, right? So from the kid's perspective, this sounds like an awesome deal.
Yeah.
You know, from a parent's perspective, I don't have to worry about my kid having to worry about what school she's going to have to go to. From an outsider's perspective, you know, for coaches who are coaching players around the same age, they have to deal with now an added pressure of committing sooner than later. You know, I think it's just, there's a lot of different elements to this, like deconstructing this whole early recruiting fiasco happening, but come February, come February, we may not even be reporting on some of these early commits.
Because lacrosse has enacted this rule where you cannot make contact before September 1st of the junior year. And Chez is talking about February, and February softball is going to vote whether they're going to enact that for this sport as well.
It wouldn't be adopted until September 1st.
So it's the NCAA at least sees it as a potential problem. You know, we're going to start voting on it. They're considering this rule that lacrosse has enacted. So I'm wondering how people feel about it. The parents of these young commits, how they feel about it, how coaches feel about it. You know,
I think across the board, what I've seen and when I've talked to coaches at all levels, including club, they wanted to slow it down. They wanted to slow down. Of course, there's an added pressure, and then you're dealing with, like, am I playing the game because I love the game of softball, or am I playing the game just to get recruited? You know, I was never put in that position. I just played because I loved it, and then I happened to get recruited. It wasn't like, it was almost when I look back on my club career, like, oh, cool, people like want me to go to their school. Like, that's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. And you were recruited kind of junior season, right? Like,
it was definitely a lot slower.
yeah, so this is something, you know, we have a comment here. Somebody's like, I know women's basketball is the same way as lacrosse. So, like, it's not just softball where the NCAA is going to have to deal with this, but it's interesting, you know, they just keep getting younger and younger, these recruits do, and interesting to see how the vote's going to go in February.
I think it's going to go through. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I think it's going to go through, and softball is going to undergo yet another transformation to the whole recruiting landscape. I think things will definitely change tremendously as far as like the club landscape goes in recruiting. Because like right now, if like you're a college coach and you're out there recruiting, I mean, some of these coaches come off like salesmen, and it's like weird. It's just weird. I'm not really like a big fan of it. So I'm hoping for everyone's sake that it does go through. That's just my personal feelings.
Yep.
But will that stop somebody from finding a loophole?
I was just that was where I was going to take this. Like, how is this going to be enforced? You know, obviously we're not going to be, if it gets passed, we're not going to be having kids announce their verbal as 7th graders or 8th graders. But I mean, how does the NCAA actually enforce this?
Yeah, and that's the part that I'm having trouble kind of conceptualizing, is like, how can you monitor every single coach?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, the verbal is non-binding, so like it's hard to find anything like legal to kind of like argue with. You know, what's going to stop a coach from saying like, hey, we have this for you, just when you're ready. You know?
No, it's a serious...
I don't know. And then at some point, part of this is going to rely on a merit system. You know, I don't know if there's another way around it.
I think I'm remembering when we interviewed Sue Enquist, and she wanted this kind of database that existed where, like, everything was out there in the open. Like, this kid verbaled, this college confirms the verbal. You know, I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it's going to be hard to police, for sure.
Oh, the other part that I'm thinking about, so say this rule gets put in place. What happens to the verbal commitments that were already made? Do they just go away?
Yeah, true story.
Like, what happens?
Like, what happens to Keegan's?
Yeah. What happens?
She's got
maybe
4 more years.
You know, we need to talk to some lacrosse people.
Yeah.
Because
Lacrosse people,
they
where
had
are
to go
you?
through that whole they had to go through that whole ordeal.
Yeah.
You know. So.
We're gonna find you, lacrosse people. We're
Okay.
gonna talk to you. We're gonna see how this went, because it's gonna be interesting to see how it shakes out.
Got plenty of comments here.
Yeah, this is not a topic where people shy away from. People have opinions, and they.
Yeah, like parents were, once that post went out yesterday, they were savages.
Yeah, it was.
It's a little disturbing.
Yeah, it was aggressive.
It was very
to say the
aggressive.
least. I don't know, Allie, did you see anything interesting?
Yeah, I mean, mainly just a lot of savage-like comments. It was actually probably one of the funniest ones that I did read was "What's Next?" the delivery room. So I thought that was actually kind of funny. But
Duke, your thoughts?
Duke,
he's kind of chilling right now. Let's see if I can get him.
No thoughts?
he would be an early verbal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Duke
just-
is definitely an early.
He's just
I
a
mean,
pup.
he's so talented.
Yeah, he
With
is.
his
Look
elf
at him.
ears.
He's
Makes
the
it
new
all work.
face of the program.
He's got a long
He's the new
stride.
face of FloSoftball.
Yep, clearly, easily.
Well, I
That
think
face
we have
is
his
better than
verbal.
mine. We do have his verbal. He's verbal to us.
We're
Yeah.
gonna need to get your paw print later.
Sign it. Put it on paper, buddy.
Yeah, make this official.
No, but it's messy, and parents are very, very passionate. Say that.
Well, you know, honestly, I'm going to take this to another perspective. So, you know what this does too? If this rule gets put in place, college coaches can have more of a life. Yes, I'm talking to you out there. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Because right now, y'all are running around like with your heads cut off. It just like, it never ends. You're talking about 13-hour recruiting days, like a matrix of like finding recruits. And it's like, now they get to kind of like take their time and watch kids develop.
Yep.
And I'm looking, for their sake, because I'm thinking of you guys too, I think it's important.
I want to know what happens to all the showcase type events that are at the 12U level, the 14U level. Like, you know, how much do college coaches need to watch that age group? Like you said, 13-hour days, watching 10-year-olds, watching 12-year-olds. How much do they actually need to see those kids, or do they need to see them more at like the 14U, 16U level if they're only going to be able to start recruiting and actually get a verbal from them their junior year? I'm wondering what that looks like in the club level.
I mean, I'm hoping that it slows down because we know that these kids are getting looked at 12U tournaments. I mean, 12U tournaments.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I was, I think I was just starting to play basketball.
I think I was watching the Disney Channel.
Yeah. Like,
it's very into Kids Incorporated
yeah.
and Mickey Mouse Club.
I was really ramping up my bowling career at 12 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't get one of these guys. Where's the camera? You don't get one of these guys if you're not starting early. It's a bowling ring, people. It's not a high school ring. But no, I was not thinking about where I'm going to play basketball or softball in college. That was not on my mind at 12 years old.
Right.
Nor do I think it necessarily
Yeah, I was
should be.
just developing my fashion sense because I had none before that.
Let's get a close-up on that sweater, and let's talk about fashion sense.
You like this?
I don't know. The gold chain is awesome, but Allie, I think Allie beats you with that pug sweater. Look at that.
Well, she clearly ordered it from online, and I clearly got mine on a street somewhere.
And neither one of you are
or from someone's grandmother.
But wait, hold on. Do you have socks that match your sweater?
No, you do
No,
not.
because I'm not.
I'm telling you.
I'm not
Let's see 'em.
wearing.
I don't know if I can probably get that high, but it says
we see 'em.
humbug on them.
We see them.
Yeah,
Neither one of you guys have suspenders on, so I don't
you're right.
want to.
Duke likes
They're
my
pretty
socks.
great.
Okay. Anyway,
All right, we're
so that's
moving
early
on.
recruiting. A lot of people have things to say. Somebody doesn't want to see it pushed back to junior year. They're like, sophomore year is fine. What else we got? Somebody wants to work verbals through high school and/or club coaches. Somebody, of course, somebody's with you, Chez. Somebody always agrees with Chez. Chez is definitely the fan favorite on the show. She's with you because I feel that more kids at a young age are being pressured instead of just playing the games they enjoy.
Well, I think when you talk to these kids, they feel an immense sense of pressure. Like it's not about playing the game; it's about getting recruited. I mean, I did a ton of interviews this weekend, and I was asking like kids like why they came to the Florida State softball camp, and a lot of them were like to be seen, to be showcased, and it's just like kind of like bizarre to me. Like I get it. I get it. That's an aspect of it. But to me, for that to be the first answer is a little disheartening because the core essence of why you play softball should be because you love it, you want to continue to get better. But I don't know. It's very different now.
It's a mindset for these kids at 12, 13, 14 years old. That it doesn't necessarily need to be. A bunch of sour grapes. Be happy for this girl. I want to be clear. Like we always try to like congratulate these young athletes because what they've done to be recruited as a 7th grader, you have to be a phenomenal talent. So like, all congratulations, Keegan.
I mean, she's 12 and throws 66 miles per hour.
Yeah, it was a screwball, 66 miles an hour. I think her rev rate was 38, 39. So like, huge props. You're phenomenal athletes. We're talking about a larger issue. We're talking about the issue at hand. We're not talking about these athletes.
Yeah.
But hashtag stop early recruiting, Michael. That might be trending on Twitter later. We'll try you. This Andrew, sour as hell. If my daughter got her verbal in 7th grade, I'm going to buy myself a boat. So it's kind of everybody runs the spectrum on this. It's whenever we bring it up, we get a good, healthy discussion.
Oh, you know, to Daryl's comment, like talking about that particular kid, I'm not talking about that particular kid. Obviously, she doesn't feel pressure now, but I'm talking about the other players who don't have verbals. And when they, like that clock, they start hearing that clock ticking, I'm talking about the majority, not just like, this is a special case. So let's just be clear on that.
Yeah, so we're going to, trust us, we'll come back to early verbals in another show. It'll come up again. But we're going to move to USA tryouts
Yes.
real quick.
Coming up. So this year, I won't be there. But Allie is going to be there in my place.
Duke will not be with her.
Yeah, Duke, unfortunately.
He's not making the trip.
He's training for the Doggy Olympics.
He is. So he won't be there. But Allie will be, and it's kind of interesting we got some pro players this year. It seems like the NPF and USA has been working a little closer than they have in the past, which is exciting. I think it's exciting as well. You know, you got Monica Abbott, of course, she's going to be there.
She's kind of good.
She's got, you know, ish a little bit. Sierra Romero is going to be there. The other Sydney Romero is going to be there.
Shelby Penley.
Name them, people. Nadia Taylor's going to be there.
Taylor Gadboys.
Kelsey Stewart's going to be there. Danielle O'Toole. I mean, name them, folks. Big time.
Who are you?
Nicole Mendez is going to be there, sophomore for Oklahoma.
Who do you think's going to make it? From the pro, out of the new ones.
Out of the new ones?
Who do you think's going to make it?
I'm really interested. I think Nicole Mendez is the youngest person on this invite, I think. I don't know if she's gonna make it or not, but that's pretty legit. Oh, Nikki Bubba is also on it. She's a sophomore for UCLA. Bubba Nichols is also on it. I don't know who's your dark horse here.
Dark horse?
Yeah.
I mean, when you see Sierra Romero take BP, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
Was she hitting it out to the parking lot at FSU?
She was dropping some serious bombs. Yeah. And she's so smooth in the infield. Like,
she's definitely not a dark horse. Like,
no, she's not.
She's for sure going to make it.
She was kind of like a player of the year.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed Deja. Deja, the Arizona catcher, is also there. You got some sophomore. That's 3 sophomores. Pretty big time.
But it's, I mean, it'll be a fight for the middle infield position. Obviously, you got a ton of good candidates for the middle infield position. But, like, I mean, Romo was top 2 in the NPF.
Yeah.
She was a player of the year. I mean, she could be the face for USA, in my opinion. You know, so.
I think Barnhill is going to have a great season. I think she's going to make
it.
Hey, could it be any more obvious than Sierra Romero? Come on.
Okay.
I'm sleeping on Taylor Gadboys, though. That's definitely my dark horse. She's fast.
Allie has a dark horse.
Taylor Gadboys, guys.
See, studio guy, we need the dark horse alert. We need that, like...
that gallops across
We need the galloping... There it is. There it is.
Okay,
dark
here's
horse.
what I have to say about that. She has some pretty stiff competition
She does.
in the outfield.
No.
So, and you have some veterans. So, to me, can she beat out those veterans? Because I don't really see the USA team changing all that much. That's just my personal opinion.
Shea Knighton, man.
Yeah, Shea Clutch Knighton.
It's going to be big time. So we're excited. We know Allie's excited. She's going to be there. And Duke is excited right now in the studio. I think he's hungry. So that's USA. We'll see how that shakes out.
Right.
We're going to end the show talking some of our favorite moments from 2017.
And if you're on Facebook right now, feel free to share your favorite moment of the year. But mine... hands down, it's not really a moment, but the first game of the championship game of the Women's College World Series was just absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, how many, was it 15? 15 innings?
I lost track.
Somebody on Facebook helped us out.
out.
I think it was 15 innings. It was bananas. Oh, people are chatting about Team USA. Amanda Lorenz is a dark horse. Delaney Gorley. Man, wow. We'll talk more about USA.
Oh yeah, we do
sure.
have. Well, when Allie gets back, we can definitely chat about how the tryout went. We'll see some behind the scenes footage.
Oscar, thanks for your help, man. 17 innings.
Yeah.
So that was yours. She kind of took my Boomer Sooner moment, but
I said it first.
I think Patty Gasso's $1 million contract is one of my favorite moments of the year.
Yeah.
Just because it does so, I think it does so much for female coaches in all college sports, let alone softball, to move the sport forward. So props, Patty Gasso, on that.
How about Monica Abbott with 14 strikeouts?
Oh, that was mine. She stole that from me. That was mine.
It's in our notes.
No, I'm taking it. 14 strikes. So
it's kind of
the
ridiculous.
Pride. No, this is all mine. Stop talking. The Pride lost the first game of the Cal's Cup, and then Monica Abbott comes back. 14 strikeouts in game 2, and then an hour later she wins. She wins game 3 for him, and man,
Beast mode.
She went straight beast mode.
You know what we should have did with that video when she was like striking him out, like just like create like a fireball, like Street Fighter style.
That's exactly what it was.
People out.
She went straight Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And the Dogs manager Jerry Glasgow said that that's something you won't see for softball for the next 20, 30 years. Like it was
true story.
It was incredible. So that was mine. Don't let Chez think that was her moment. It was my moment.
And then
this is your moment. This is great.
I mean, there's 2 different club moments, right? Bandits, the Beverly Bandits winning 18U and 16U PGF Premier Championship. It's the first time an out-of-state team, a team not from California, has won the PGF 18U Premier National Championship. Crazy performance by Alexis Holloway, who was our number 2 overall recruit in the 2017 class. But I gotta give it up, and this is my fail.
This is. We were trying to find it.
The 10U PGF Nationals homegirl going yeah.
She went yard.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
And then her celebration was
pointing to the sky,
pretty epic,
like a G.
Somebody let us know the name of that. Remind us of that girl's name, because props. People are loving the 17-inning game. Mine was Shea's 3-run home run in the top of the 7th. Yep, same, money. Everybody's agreeing with you, Chez. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, they're smart. Moments. Like me. Well, that's it. The last show of 2017. We have got a huge 2018 schedule coming out. Very excited.
It's bananas,
and I'm
man.
a little scared, but I'm going to get through it.
Chez is going to be on the road for like 3 months straight.
No.
So go find her. Say hello.
Jeez.
No, it's super exciting.
All right. Well, we will see you guys in 2018.